I bet you didn't know that the secret to true invisibility starts right here, by joining our hidden community. Hit subscribe, like and share if you want to master the art of vanishing. Now, let's step into the shadows. Survival has always been about blending in, whether it's a leopard's spots or a stick insect's disguise. For humans, being unseen was often more important than being strong. But today, the game has changed. Our biggest threat isn't what we see, but what can see our heat. Thermal detection technology exposes us, making old camouflage tricks useless. Now, survival means managing our thermal signature, our invisible heat. This requires new thinking, understanding heat, materials, and how our bodies interact with the environment. By learning from nature and combining ancient wisdom with modern science, we can become invisible again. This guide will show you how to build a shelter that hides you from the thermal eye, a true ghost shelter. Thermal imaging doesn't care about colours or patterns. It sees heat. A camouflage soldier is still a glowing figure to a thermal camera. Traditional camouflage is useless because it can't hide your body's warmth. Thermal cameras work in darkness, through smoke and even light foliage. Your heat leaks out, creating a visible thermal blossom that gives you away. The new goal: match your shelter's temperature to the environment, not just its look. This is about thermal engineering, insulation, ventilation, and understanding the land. History teaches us that concealment is always evolving. The Viet Cong used earth as insulation, building tunnels that hid their heat from early thermal sensors. Cold War militaries learned that even thermal blankets could betray them if not used wisely. The lesson: use the environment as your shield and manage heat with ventilation and mass. Success comes from a holistic system. Understand the threat, exploit the land, and adapt. The best survivors combined fieldcraft with science. This blend of old and new is the foundation of ghost shelter techniques. The first step to invisibility is picking the right spot. Choose terrain with natural thermal clutter, dense forests, thick leaf litter, or areas with lots of temperature variation. Avoid open fields or smooth rock faces which make you stand out. Depressions, gullies, and earthen banks help contain your heat. Geo-insulation, using the earth as a shield, is one of the best ways to hide. Always consider where observers might be. Use reverse slopes and water bodies to your advantage. Site selection is your first and strongest layer of defense. Your body's heat is your biggest giveaway. Trap it before it escapes. Start with a mylar space blanket inside your shelter, shiny side in, to reflect heat back. Next, add thick, dry, natural insulation. Leaves, pine needles or grass, at least half a metre deep. This traps air, stopping heat from leaking out. The outer layer should be weatherproof and ideally thermal reflective, like a tarp or military basher. Place this over your insulation, reflective side out, to match the shelter's surface temperature to the environment. Each layer has a job: reflect, insulate, and blend. The goal is a thermal cocoon that keeps your heat in and your presence hidden. Use what nature provides, but enhance it with modern materials. The right layering makes you nearly invisible to thermal eyes. Build smart, and your shelter becomes your cloak. Insulation traps heat, but without ventilation you risk suffocation or creating a thermal beacon. The solution? a cold sink. Run a long buried pipe or trench from your shelter, letting warm air cool as it travels. The earth absorbs the heat, so the air exits at near ambient temperature. Conceal the exit in thick brush or rocks and diffuse the airflow with twigs or foam. This keeps your breath and body heat from betraying you. Proper ventilation is the final step in staying hidden and safe. Even a well-insulated shelter can stand out if its surface temperature is too uniform. Break up the surface with local materials: leaf litter, soil, moss and stones. Blend these carefully to mimic the natural thermal noise of your surroundings. Add patches of damp moss or stones to create hot and cold spots, just like nature. Study the area before building. Notice how sun, shade and materials affect ground temperature. Your goal: a shelter that's a thermal mosaic, not a blank spot. This is the art of true invisibility, blending into the thermal landscape. With careful mimicry, your shelter disappears from the modern hunt. Building is just the start. Testing is essential. Use a thermal camera if you can. Have someone occupy the shelter, then scan for leaks. Look for hot spots, glowing outlines, or visible ventilation plumes. Each leak is a lesson. Add insulation, seal gaps, and retest. If you lack a camera, use frost or snow as indicators. Melted patches reveal heat leaks. Refine your shelter through this feedback loop until it's truly invisible. Relentless testing turns knowledge into skill. Only through practice do you master the art of the ghost shelter. Ghost shelters may sound new, but they're rooted in ancient survival logic. Our ancestors used earth, air, and observation to stay hidden and safe. Today, we combine that wisdom with modern materials and science. The best survivors learn from both past and present, adapting old tricks to new threats. Building a ghost shelter is a mindset. Observe, adapt, and blend. Practice these skills, and you connect with a lineage stretching back to humanity's dawn. In mastering invisibility, you gain not just safety, but a deeper understanding of the world.